There was a loud clap and the courtiers looked around. The courtiers did not immediately realize where the sound was coming from. Suddenly, almost in the center of the hall, Princess Mathilde Bonaparte clutched her cheek. Tears were streaming down her cheeks. Opposite her stood a furious Anatoly Demidov, her husband. Princess Mathilde Bonaparte was born May 27, 1820. Mathilde was the daughter of Jerome Bonaparte, brother of Napoleon, former king of Westphalia. The family lived in want, wandering between countries, scraping together money to support themselves. They lived mostly on the money of Jerome Bonaparte's father-in-law. His wife Catherine of Württemberg was the daughter of King Frederick I of Württemberg. But after Frederick's death in 1816, Jerome found himself in debt. And when Catherine of Württemberg died, Jerome planned to enrich himself a little with the help of his daughter's marriage. Mathilde was well educated, had excellent manners, hospitality, and was a refined and fashionable woman of her time. She played an important role in the entourage of her cousin Louis Napoleon, who became president and then Emperor Napoleon III. For a time, Louis Napoleon was Mathilde's potential fiancé. Mathilde was only 15 years old when the engagement was announced. However, Jerome's brother-in-law, William of Württemberg, opposed the union, and the engagement was annulled. Jerome found another groom for his daughter. He was the Russian Count Anatoly Demidov, who received the title of Prince of San Donato. Anatoly was a patron of the arts, was born in Florence, and Russia visited only a few times in his life. In 1840, they played a wedding, but there was no happiness in the marriage. Anatoly could not love Matilda, so he was often cruel to her. Even before the marriage, Anatoly had an affair with the wife of Duke Dino. Mathilde was very jealous. After all, Mathilde was a titled princess and an enviable party in Europe was disgraced in front of the courtiers. During a costume ball, Mathilde, irritated by her husband's attitude, insulted her rival, Duchess Valentine de Dino, who was present. Anatoly became furious. He began to defend his favorite and slapped his wife. That was the end of their marriage. Mathilde packed her things and, taking jewelry, ran away from her husband, filing a petition for divorce. The court sentenced Anatoly Demidov to pay a pension of 200,000 francs to Mathilde. Russian Emperor Nicholas I legalized their divorce in 1847. Demidov fell madly in love with a Polish woman, but was abandoned and left broken-hearted. And Mathilde's fairy tale life was just beginning. In 1848, her cousin Louis Napoleon was elected president of the French Republic. He was assisted by an Englishwoman, Miss Harriet Howard. However, to marry a commoner, Louis Napoleon did not. Official functions of the First Lady began to perform Mathilde. She organized in the Élysée Palace grand social evenings. Mathilde kept her literary salon and was famous for her love of art and literature. Despite periodic romances, Mathilde could not be accused of windiness. Simply after the cruelty of her first husband, she did not want to marry again. She was grateful to her family for her high position in society. Once Mathilde said that without Napoleon, she would be selling oranges in the streets of Ajaccio. Napoleon III was unable to hold on to the throne. The monarchy was abolished on September 4, 1870. And in 1886, a law of exile was passed, forcing members of the former royal families who had ruled France to leave the country. Mathilde refused. She was the only one of the Bonapartes to remain in France. In 1896, Mathilde turned 76 years old. French President Félix Faure invited Mathilde Bonaparte to attend a welcoming ceremony for the Russian imperial family, which was to arrive at the Chapel of the Invalides. Mathilde returned the invitation card. She said, "I don't need the ticket, I have the key." Mathilde Bonaparte died at the age of 83 on January 2, 1904, in a mansion near the Champs-Élysées.